Right. Welcome everyone to Celentry Education channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Like I said, the content here and then the content at Get Simplified are the same, but then the new content will be kept here. And then sometime I'll also post it at Get Simplified channel. Right. I will start in the next 2 minutes because I'm waiting for, I see that I have few people who have just joined. If you have any question, don't forget to put it in the comment section and I'm going to address that. Today, we are going to mainly focus on Microsoft Word and then also HTML, specifically the question paper that I distributed. And then we also look at other question papers if we have enough time. Right, so I'll go straight to the first question. Edit the category properties to display cyber safety. And now we need to open the document called Digital Safety Awareness or One Campaign Word Processing. So I'm going to open One Campaign Word Processing document. Right, and now the question says we need to edit the category properties to display cyber safety. So we can find this one by going to File and then Info. Now, when you go to Info, you will see Properties. And then when you go to Show All Properties, you're going to see other properties as well. So here the question is requesting us to choose the category. So we have to add cyber safety as the category. Right, then you go back. And then the second question, insert the Austin cover page as follows. That means we have to insert a cover page called Austin, and then we should change the following there. How do we insert cover page? We go to insert, then we see cover page. Then there are existing cover pages. Right, there are existing cover pages. So when I go to insert cover page, and then we have Austin, that's the first one. There are so many cover pages available. So I'm going to choose the one that the question requires us to choose. And we should change the document title to Staying Safe Online. So this is the document title. Make sure you type it at the right place. Remember, in practicals, accuracy is very, very important. So staying safe. And then abstract, we must type, in the digital age, our safety depends on the knowledge we share. Now, when you look at it, this is abstract. They want us to type that. Then you type it here. And then remove the subtitle control. So this is the document subtitle. We need to remove it. We must make sure that we select the subtitle and then you press delete. And then add the one safety logo picture with a blue color, blue 1.5 border color, right? So we need to add a picture here. Now, if there's an existing picture, you're going to right click and say change picture. But here there's no existing picture. So we have to go to insert picture, and then we take it from this device. And then we should change the border to 1.5 pt with a blue color. So we need to change the border, and then we put 1.5 pt. So when I select it, you will find the picture format. Now you'll see picture border, and then we choose the color blue. Then the weight, we choose 1.5 pt. Then apply any shadow effect to the picture. Now, when you select the picture again, picture format, then we have to go to picture effect. So this is picture effect, and then the shadow, then we choose any shadow. Now, remember, they can also ask you to choose a specific shadow. So whenever you click on a picture, make sure you go to the picture format, and there are so many things that you can see there. Cropping, they can even ask you to crop it to shape. They can ask you to crop it to a specific shape. Still on the cover page, so you have to watch out for that. They can also ask you to rotate it, flip vertical. So watch out for, and then flip horizontal, whereby the words will change. So watch out for these as well. They can ask you, they can also ask you to change the size to a specific size, or alternatively change the layout to a specific layout. Right, so basically, this is all about the picture. They can even ask you to remove the background of the picture. They can also ask you to correct it. So watch out for some of these things inside the cover page. Now the next question, 1.3, change the margins of the document to wide margin with a 1 centimeter gutter at the top of the page. Now, like I've been telling you every time, whenever you are dealing with margins, if they want a specific margin, you can just double click on the ruler settings. Not at the bottom there, on top, anywhere in the middle or on top. It's going to open the margin for you. It's frozen. Right. So when you double click anywhere inside the ruler, it's going to give you the margins. It's going to give you the paper size. And then it's also going to give you different layout, odd and even, different first page, and the vertical alignment, whether center or justify. Can get it from there. Again, line numbers, whereby they want you to number all the lines. You get them all under the page setup. So watch out for that. Now, when you go to the margins, there are multiple pages here. Normal, mirror margin, and then 2 pages. But you will never find a wide margin. But you'll find a gutter position here, which is 1 centimeter. And then the position, the question say at the top. So the position should be top. Then the actual margin should be a wide one. Where do you find that one? You'll find under layout, margins, then you see narrow, moderate, wide, and then mirrored. Now they want this one, wide. Right, then we move straight to question 1.4. Change the name of the web page for the citation CyberSafe SA found in the first paragraph to Digital Challenge Vision and Goals. So we need to change the name of this web page. Now, in this case, this is the first paragraph. They have already inserted a citation there. Now we need to change the name for this particular citation. Now you can do that one in so many ways. You can go to search or tell me what to do. Then you type source, and then you see source manager. Then you will see the current list. In other words, the sources that are within this particular document. You click on it and then edit. Then you can make changes to that. Here they want us to put a title called, or the name of the web page called Digital Challenge Vision. So you type it here. Digital Challenge Vision and Goals. Right. Or we could have achieved that one by clicking on this arrow. Then you see edit source. Then it will take us straight away to that place. So there are two ways. Either you use the source manager or you use the edit source. Now, they can also ask you to change the citation by suppressing any of these. That is hiding the author or suppressing the year. They can ask you to do that. That is edit citation. And then they can also ask you to mention a particular page number, like PG2. So watch out for this, how to insert a source. You go to source manager, and then how to also edit a source. So watch out for that type of question as well. Right, we move straight to question number 1.5. Ensure that the heading background and its paragraph always appear on the same page. Now here, the keyword is they should be on the same page. So meaning here, there are two things, and check the marks here. There are two marks. That means you need to take two things. First of all, they should be on the same page. The second aspect is they should also be together. So meaning that they should be together and there should be a page break before. That is two things that we have to do. So we go to background and its paragraphs. This one. And then you find them under paragraph settings. You click on this arrow, or you can use the search and type paragraph. And then you will find line and page break. When you go there, you will see keep with next, and then keep lines together. They must be kept next to each other, and then the lines must also be kept together. So these are the two options that you need to choose. If the question also requests you to move it to the next page, then you choose page break before as well. So here they are together, they will never be separated. Right, 1.6, insert a link on the text MFA. That's below the heading paragraph, a background, to the MFA bookmark. Add a screen tip with the text meaning. So this is MFA. We have to add a hyperlink. So you right click and say link, or you can just go to search and type hyperlink. Now, if you are hyperlinking to a bookmark or a place in the same document, now, whenever you are doing hyperlink, look at these options here. Link to existing file or web page. That means if you want to link it to another file or another web page, website. So if I want to link it to any of these files, I select it. If I want to link it to a website, www.kiro.co or maybe www.serentry.com, you type it there. Right. If you want to link it to another portion or part or section of this document, you choose this one, place in this document. Whether the top, any of the headings, or the top of the document. And again, bookmark is also part of the document. So you see all the bookmarks there. And then you choose the bookmark. If you want to link it to, by creating a new document, you can do that. Or to an email address. Sometimes they can ask you to link it to a certain email address like entry199@gmail.com. Then you have to type the email address here. But this one here, we want to link it to a bookmark. So we choose place in this document, and then we choose the bookmark that we are linking to. Sometimes they can ask you to put a screen tip. So here, add a screen tip with the text meaning. So this is a screen tip. You click on it, and then you type meaning. So you are linking to this one with a screen tip called meaning. So that is how we do hyperlink to a bookmark. Right. Now let's move to the next question. 1.7. Find all occurrences of the word password and apply the style PW. That means that there is a style called PW, and we have to look for all the occurrences of the word password. Then we apply that particular style on it. So let's see that style. Yeah, so I think that style was not there. We're supposed to create that style. Sorry for that. That style needs to be created. Like 1.7 should be here in 1.12. Now let me do the 1.12 first. Then after that, I will come and do 1.7. Sorry for the little changes. Now, create a new style. And then the new style should be called PW. So I have to go to style, this arrow, and then I click on this one, new style. So the name of the new style should be PW. And it should be based on emphasis. So style based on, then I choose emphasis. That is the style type. It's a paragraph based on emphasis. So I must look for that. Right, it seems it doesn't show here. But there was emphasis style over there. I don't have it on my version here, but maybe you might be having it on your version. But so let me choose. Let's say I'm basing it on heading 1. And then the font should be Times New Roman. So I choose the font. And then the font size should be 11. Apply a red border around the text. So I must apply a border. So I have to go to format and then I choose border. Then I pick the color that is red, any weight, and then I apply it around. And then okay. Right. So now that heading is there called PW. Now I must now do that question 7, whereby all the occurrences of the word password will be applied with the style called PW. So I must go to replace. If I go to home and then I will see replace. Or alternatively, you can use the search and say replace, or you can use Control H. So what am I finding here? Password. Then where it says replace with, you click there and then you go to more. You don't do anything here. Make sure you don't go and click on find what. You click it inside this place and then you go to format, then you choose style. So now which style am I applying on that PW? Um, Now this emphasis style is here, but it's not that side. So PW. Here is it. And then okay. So the style name is PW. And then you go to replace all. So we got 4 replacement. So all the occurrences of the word password will now be formatted with a PW. Let me look for 8. Yeah, yes. So all the occurrences of the word password has been replaced with PW or formatted with PW. So when you go there, you see PW selected. Right. So that's how we apply a style on a text by using the find and then replace. Then you move straight to question number 1.8. Change the layout of the text starting with user demographics and ending with an awareness program into 2 columns with 1.5 centimeters line between, ensuring that the important appears at the top of the second column. Right, so from here up until that side, and then use the column. You can get it from layout, columns, and then more columns. We need a line between, that is 2, with a line between. And again, the question says 1.5 centimeters spacing. So the spacing should be 1.5. And then okay. Now we want the importance to be at the top of the second one. That's from here. So when you click here, then you go to layout, break, and then you choose column. In other words, if you want to move a certain text to be at the beginning of the next column, you have to use what we call the column break. So you go to layout, break, and then column. Then you'll be able to place it in the next column. Right, 1.9. Insert the endnote on the text malware into two-column section. So we look for the text malware. Let's check the question again. Right, this endnote was not given. My apologies. Let's say you are applying an endnote on a certain word. I can't find malware here. Let's say I want to apply the endnote here. What I have to do is when you click there and then you go to endnote and footnote from references, then you see this arrow. So the endnote, please make sure you check this. Sometimes they give you a question whereby the endnote can be at the end of the document or can be end of the section. So they can ask you to choose whether end of the document or end of the section. So if they don't specify, then you choose that one. So if it is about end of the section, and then you now select the format, whether it should be a symbol or not. Then you have the start at, and then we have the continuous as well. Now apply change to the whole document or to the section. So you have to make sure you check that one. And then also the footnote. Footnote is the one that they have the columns. Let's say bottom of the page or below the text. Then you see the layer, whether one column or two columns. So that question had an error there. Should have been footnote with maybe two columns or not. Now, so where you have two columns, some will be here, some will be the other end. That is how we apply the two columns. Right, I'll look for one example. So ignore that question 1.7, maybe to be a bonus because it was not clear. I didn't complete it. It was supposed to be a footnote and I should give the section and the text that must be written there as well. Right, then 1.10, change the page number format. The cover page in the Roman numbers starting at I, and then all the subsequent pages should be tiles format, and then the page after the cover page should start with A. So we have the cover page, and we have to number this cover page with Roman numbers. Then the pages after that should be different format. So we need to put what we call a section break. Now, when I double click on the footer section, I must make sure that different first page is ticked. Now, if I insert the page numbers here, maybe bottom of the page, now this question says we must use the tiles. I must go back there and choose format page numbers. Then I choose the Roman numbers. So it's going to be here. The Roman numbers will be here. The different first page should not be selected because other than that, you are not going to find it there. That means the first page should not be numbered. Now this question says the first page should be numbered. So I must have it. Right. And then when I go to the second page, I think these two pages are put together. me see. Now, when I come to the second page, it's a footer section 1. So all these are the same section. So I must change this one here to be different section. In other words, I have to put a section break. So I'll go to layout, break, and then continuous. Now, when I put a section break, I must make sure that both the footer that should be linked to previous should be removed, and then the header should be removed. So here is section 1, and here is section 2. So I have to remove this header and then the footer as well. So as you can see, this one is one section on the cover page with the Roman numbers. Now, when I move to this page, that is footer section 2, I must now put my page numbers with the same format. But now this time, I must change it to ABC. Now, because this one says start at 1, that's A. So I'm starting this side from A, and then B and C. But then when I go to the cover page, it will be different story. The cover page should be only I. So if it's not there, you must take it back. Right. So basically what you need to do in this instance, make sure that you select section break continuous and you separate it. So you must separate the first page from the other pages. Then you remove the link to previous. I'm going to repeat it so that you understand this concept properly. I'm separating this page from the rest of the pages. So in the cover page, I go to layout, breaks, then I choose continuous. Then when I go to the next page, I go to the footer section. I must make sure that link to previous is deactivated. And then the header as well must be deactivated. So you will see header section 2. So section 2 starts from this side. Now when I click here, I see footer section 1. That means the rest of this side is also section 1. Then I can now change both. I can now change this one by going to the page numbers, bottom of the page, and then I choose the right. Now, if I choose that one, it means that I must change that format to Roman numbers by going to format page numbers, and I select Roman numbers. Now, when I go to section 2 at the bottom, I must go there again, page numbers at the bottom, then I choose the right one, which is the tiles one. But I still show I. But then, so I'm now need to change it. Remember, this is I, and that one is also I, but I don't want this one. I want this one to start from ABC. So I go back to page numbers, format page numbers, and then I choose ABC. Now it says it starts at A. So I must change this one to A. So here we'll start from A and then B, C, D like that. I must make sure that there's no link to previous. It's not linked to this one. This link to previous should not be there. So here must start with A. It shouldn't start with B. Otherwise, it's linked to the other one. Make sure that it should start with A. A, B, C. And then So here must start with A, B, C going forward, and this side should be B. You must make sure sometimes it's a little bit tricky. You must make sure that there's no link to previous. They should not be linked together. Bottom of the page. Because here says A, B, C, but then now it changes to this side. So I must go back and remove all the page numbers. Whenever it's given that problem, remove them, maybe the section. This is section 1, and here's section 2. So the section 2 should not be linked. You must remove the links. There shouldn't be any link. If there's a link, it's going to create problem for you. Remove them. I think the previous one had an effect on these changes when I started all over. So basically, because when I go here, it's saying A, but then when you go there, it says otherwise. So you need to, because when it's ABC, it should not be, it should start at A. It shouldn't continue from the previous section. Right. That is it. Make sure you insert the section break, remove the link to previous under the header and footer section. And then after that, you now go and format it to the right format that the question requires you to select. Right, let me check if there's any question. Yeah, someone is asking where can you get the data from? I shared the link, but then let me send the link again. We are still using the prep question paper. So I'm going to send the link again. From the past grade 12 papers, I'm going to share the link again with you. When you go there, you will see Serenity June, not that one, but this one is the prep question, which says grade 12, paper 1, August 2025. This is the one. You will see it there. So I'm going to share the link with everyone. Then you can practice with. Right. The next question. Insert the file name in the header of the last page only. Now, again, with this type of question, you need to apply what we call the section break. Now, we need to only insert the file name in the header of the last page. So this is the last page. So meaning that this last page, we need to insert section break. So you go to layout, break, and then you choose continuous. Now, when you put a section break, we must go to the header and then we must remove the link to previous. Then you go again to the footer, remove link to previous. You have to deactivate this one from the rest of the pages. Now, I want to insert the header. I must go there, document info, file name. Now you can see it's only on that page. The rest of the pages do not have it. So you have to use the section break and then you remove the link to previous. So that's how we solve this question. That is question number 1.11 for 5 marks. It needs you to place the section break, removing the link to previous, and then you insert the file name. Right, we move straight to question 2, still under Microsoft Word. Now I open the two cyber awareness. The first question, apply a papyrus texture fill as the page background to enhance the technology theme. Now this question here, the texture, how do we apply the color? Now you go to design, you are going to find page color, which is next to the watermark. Now when you go there, you will see fill effect. That is where you are going to find gradient. They can also ask you to pick a gradient as the color or the texture or pattern or a picture. Now, if you want to put a texture, all these textures, they have names. If I click here, it gives me a popular. That's the one. This one is brown marble. There are so many of them. Recycled paper and others. Oak, medium. So now this question is looking for this one. And then you click OK. So this should be the background color of the page. Number 2, insert the picture to safety shield. Write to the first paragraph to display as follows. Border around both the text and then the picture. First line indent of 2 centimeters and right indent of 1 centimeter. So we need to insert a picture to this one. So we go to insert picture, and then from this device. Now, how do we put this picture to the right? You must make sure that when you click on the layout option, you choose square, tight, or you choose through, so that I can now move it to the right. Now, the next question, there should be a border around the picture. So when you click on the picture, like I told you earlier, you see the picture format, and then you see the picture border. Border around the picture and then the text. And then we should have a 2 centimeter indent, right? And then right indent of 1 centimeter. Now, how do we do this indentation? When you click on this, first line indent is this one, the one on top. You drag it to 2 centimeter. If they are talking about hanging indent, you use this one. If they are talking about the left indent, you use this one. So now this question wants the first line indent. So you choose the very first one. This is the hanging indent. So you choose the first one to 2 centimeter. And the right one should be 1 centimeter. So if they give a screenshot, then you can move this one to 1 centimeter. Otherwise, go to the paragraph settings, and then you see right indent to 1 centimeter. Right. Because it was here, the next one will be in the middle. Remember earlier one, it was here. So we could have done that to move from here 1 centimeter. Now, the next question. We should put a border around both the picture and then also the text. That means there should be something around this text and then the picture. To achieve that, you need to use what we call text box, insert shape text box. Then you draw the text box around it. Now you can see that it has covered it. So we need to click on the layout option of the text box and choose behind. so that the text box will be behind the text. Then we can now apply a border. If you want to apply any border around this, you can do so. We can apply the filling, can change the thickness and other things. Right. Two point three. Find the text starting with to increase awareness and ending with online safety guidelines. Move it into the text box 1 to the right of the text. Link this to overflow. So let's go and look for the text box. Here's the text box. Now we want to move this one to that one. So meaning we have to cut. Now we are going to insert it to this text box. You right click and choose paste. We can drag it a little bit. Now, how do we create a link to this? When you click on this text box and then you go to shape format, you will see create link. When I click on create link, I come and click here. So now these two are linked together. If I open this up, some of the text will overflow to this one. When I do this also, so meaning the whole text, some of them are overflown to this side. That means they are linked. That's how we create a link from one text box to another text box. So first of all, when you click on it, you go to shape format. Now, because I've linked them, when I click on break link, they will all be inside this one. Now, if I want to link again, create link. Then I come and click on a particular text box so that they will be together. Then 2.5. Prepare the cyber safety survey as follows. Change the page orientation to landscape. So we need to change this page orientation to landscape. Only this page, not the rest. So meaning I must choose what you call, again, layout, break, continuous. Then I go again, layout, orientation, landscape. So that only this one will be landscape, the rest will be portrait. Remember, when you are changing a certain page to be landscape, other to be portrait, you only need to choose the section break and then the link to previous. You don't need to remove it. It's only applied to whenever you want to put a page color or others. Other than that, you don't have to put a link to previous. The next question, apply the word art to the title, cyber safety survey form above the text. So this is the one. We must apply a word art, which you get it from insert word art. Then you choose any word art. It should be above. That means I can make it, I can enlarge it. And this one can be not to the text. Good. Limit the username text form field to 15 characters. So this is the username. I double click on it. And then the maximum length, you click on the first arrow that you type 15 so that you can change it. Insert the text form field to the full name and convert it to uppercase. So here we can even convert it. Now the full name, we need to insert a text form field. So you will need a developer. Then you see the legacy tool, text form field, and convert it to uppercase. So you double click on it. Then you find text format, you choose uppercase. Insert add a two-factor authentication to the security measure drop-down list. So we need to add this one as a drop-down list item. You double click on this and then you type it here. When you are done, you press enter. It will be here. Sometimes they can ask you to shift it to be the first one. You use this move arrow to move it to the first one. Insert a formula to calculate the new fee by applying a 20% increase to the current fee. Now, this is the fee, and we need to increase this one by 20%. How do we do this calculation? First of all, you must check the bookmark name for this fee. Remember, we use a bookmark name to do calculations when it comes to forms. So when you double click, the bookmark name says fees. So meaning we have to use that one for our calculations. So we go to 2025 increase, double click on it. Then you change the type to calculations. And then the expression, you type fees times 20 over 100. And then, of course, because it's an amount, we can change this one to rand symbol by typing R with 2 decimal places. So R can put R.00. That means we want to change it to 2 decimal places. So meaning, if I go here and then I type a fee of maybe 4,500 or 5,000. When I double click on this one, it will be here automatically. Right. Don't forget, we have to change this calculation. This R00, we can remove that. Yeah. So basically, we use the bookmark name to do calculations in Microsoft Word forms. Right. Any question before we proceed to the next question regarding Microsoft Word? Right. If there's no question, I will proceed again. Now, we still have Microsoft Word question for question 7. Question 7, which is mail merge. So like as we are discussing this, you can see the scope that you should know. Mail merge is mostly there, the table. The only question that is not there is the table. I'll also take the opportunity and explain what you should expect regarding table. Right. Now work in the 7 parent file. Use the mail merge feature of your word processor to send letters to all volunteers who are 18 years and older to advise them about upcoming digital safety campaign 2025. Make use of the 7 team list. So we open the 7 parent. And then to do mail merge, first of all, you go to mailings and then you choose start mail merge. Unless otherwise stated, choose letters. And then we are linking to 7-team list. So you go to select recipient, then you choose use an existing list. And then you go and select the 7-team list. After that, go to edit recipient list. The moment you select the list, it's going to give you by default edit recipient list. Now, this question says only those who are 18 years and older. Only those who are 18 years and older. So we have to look for where the 18 years are, which is under the age. We can make use of filter, and then you say field is age equals to, then here we use greater or equals to 18. Now, sometimes they can say and also. So you don't choose and, you choose or. Then you select the next one as well. Unless they say when it is also and, then you pick and. So just like the query criteria. Right. Then you click OK. Then the next thing that you need to do is you insert the field. Now, whenever you see this double less than and double greater than, that means it's a field we need to replace. So we select the first name, insert merge field, then I select first name. You can press space to get space. And then also the last name, merge field, last name. We also have workshop date. And then we also have email. And then we also have phone numbers. Right. As soon as you have inserted the merge field, the next thing you do is to save your work. Please take note. In most cases, learners don't save. The moment you do this inserting of merge field, save the work. Once you save, then you now go to finish and merge and edit recipient or individual document and OK. So here we are going to have two documents. First one will be giving you letter 1. The other one will also be giving you the original file, which is 7 parent. So we have 2 files this time. Now they will tell you to save this one. So these are the 3 letters that is going to be distributed. Then you go to File, Save As. Make sure that you save it in your document. So you must save it in your document as well, please. So here we need to save it as 7 digital safety final letters. You type it as you see. Right, and then you click OK. So you can see that we have 2 documents inside our mail merge or our files. Right. Now, let me take this opportunity again and explain some brief concept about table, what you should be expecting. Table questions are mostly also there. Right. Imagine we have a table of this nature. You have a table. Right. And then we have other names. So if you have a table of this nature, the moment you click on the table, you are going to find table design and table layout. Now, with the table design, They can ask you to change the style. Watch out for also this. First column, bended columns and others. Again, the table styles. Now, if they want the border, outside border, you select the color that you want to apply and then the width. So you choose the pen color. Let's say I want to choose the pen color of green with 2/4 pt. And if I want it to be outside, then I choose outside border. Now, if I want to change it to the inside one, again, you change the color and then you choose inside border. So the table design, you must watch out for this. But then when it comes to the table layout, here, regarding the inserting row above and the row below, then again, we having the column to the left, column to the right. Then we also have auto fit. Now, when you choose auto fit to content, that means the content will be fitted in properly. Then we also have auto fit to window and auto fit to content. Then you also have the alignment with the text direction. If I want to change the amount text direction, I click on this one. Then we also have cell margin, what we call the cell spacing. So allow spaces between cells. Let's say I want the spaces between cells to be 1 centimeter. I change it from here, cell margin. Right. And then you can also do calculations in the table. If I want to do calculations, I go to the table layout. Then you have a formula and then you choose sum above or average above, depending on the question. So here I have sum above, then you click on it. So that's how we do calculations. You must also watch out for how to sort in a table. And then also the properties. If you want to center the content, you go to properties, then you center alignment. Then we also have the row with a specific height. We have the column with a preferred width, and then we also have the cell with a preferred width. So check that. You also have the alternative text all under the table properties. So when it comes to table, look out for some of these questions. Right. So basically, this is what is expected from you regarding Microsoft Word. Now, let me check if there's any question. If there's no question, we will make our lesson brief today. We will be only focusing on Microsoft Word. Tomorrow, we will move straight to HTML so that we'll be able to cover the entire topics on HTML. And then over the weekend, we will be looking at database as well, so that by next week, we will cover almost all the questions regarding the paper one. I will send the scope. So now this question is only left with database question, which I will do it tomorrow with other database questions as well. And then I will send the scope by tomorrow as well. Then you'll be well prepared for your prep examination. If you have any question, you can drop it by the comment section and then I will answer you. Thank you for your precious time. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Good night. Mama Tsani. Warren.